Yeah. I'm feeling like the president, but you ain't gotta vote me. Babe, listen closely, we gon' slide off remotely. Need an animal emoji, cause I'm feeling too goatee. I'm feeling so goatee. More wins, more trophies.
Hey, this is Andre Lewis, your host with the most from the YouTube show. So what do you do? And if you don't know what you do, you need to ask yourself, what do I do? And today, our star guest is kicking off season 3. But first, Jason, say hey.
What's up?
Having 25 years of coaching experience, winning championships, and getting his players off to the next level at the highest rate, believe me, I know because I am one of the living proofs of his coaching. Jason, isn't that right?
You were absolutely right. Numbers.
Being enshrined into the DVC Hall of Fame as a football coach, like I said before, getting his players off to the next level at the highest rate after junior college, whether it's D1, D2, D3, or whatever conference it may be, he will get you to that next level. We have head coach Mike Darr. Coach Mike Darr, I'm so honored and pleased to have you here. Thank you again for joining us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm extremely excited, man. I'm so excited to be back where it all started for me personally, and to be here in front of one of my favorite coaches who I've played for. You know, so Coach, welcome.
It's like I said, great to be here. It's special.
How did you get into want to be a football coach?
Boy, depends how far you want me to go back. I tell you, my my first coach, my best coach, was my dad.
Wow.
I was blessed. My dad was a special guy that I look back now and it almost feels like just short of Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi, with everything he was doing with
right,
me. I mean,
right.
he was a construction guy, so right away I learned about how to work hard. Even as a little kid, I'm in the backyard and he's teaching me to use tools that as a little guy you're looking at him, wow, that's magic.
Right.
Power drill and he'd throw me in there and he'd show me how. He'd get me to believe that I could do it. I'd make mistakes. We'd talk through how to fix it, how to overcome it. And again, the older you get, the smarter your dad gets.
Because repetition.
Man, and so right from the get-go, I mean, he coached me in baseball, coached me in basketball. We 8th grade we played 86 games, I think it was. I was on some traveling teams. So I played over 100.
You said 8th grade?
8th grade. This was back in the days when there wasn't the AAU stuff.
Right.
And,
yeah. Right.
I mean, it was just, hey, Coach Darr, I hear you got a team. You want to play? And he'd get on the phone and get all the parents on board. We'd load up the station wagon and
you guys are gone.
show up out in Oakland, and, down in San Jose, and it didn't matter. Let's go play.
You're into the DVC's Hall of Fame as a player. I am sure you're going to be getting into the Hall of Fame as a football coach when it's all said and done. How does it make you feel knowing that you have one of the highest rates as a JUCO college football coach, getting your players off to the next level?
Man, I tell you, that's, like I said, for me, it all started with, it getting passed on. Mm-hmm. And that's what my dad did. That's what my great coaches did. That's what Coach Hall did. And that's one of the things that I've dedicated myself to. And championships have been great. We're all in sports. We
right.
want to win. But a lot of coaches, I think that's all they focus on.
Is the winning part.
They're kind of thinking that, like, if I'm worrying about a kid and what he's doing in the classroom, if I'm spending my time talking to 4-year guys, if I'm working on figuring out what do I have to fix to help all my guys move on, I'm going to take away from the winning. And I just don't think it needs to be mutually exclusive. Mm-hmm. And it's something that it's the kind of coaches I hire.
Right.
It's the kind of people we surround ourselves
yep.
with. We're going to try to be excellent at everything we do, not just winning a game on a Friday night.
Right. That leads to my next question. what does that make you? How does that make you feel? I should say, when those same guys that you are getting out comes back to DVC. Like myself, I come back just to come see you, man.
Oh, man.
Just to come see how you doing. Like, how does that make you feel when guys, shoot, even guys like RJ, you know, they're coming back and, you know, they're seeing the process that you've been building around them, and they're checking in. You know, they're seeing how you're doing. They're seeing like what's been changing around here. They're looking at all of these photos of past players. Like, how does that make you feel when you see that?
It's, you know, again, you talk about blessings. I mean, this is, they don't pay us like the 4-year guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, JC level, we're kind of a forgotten level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, community doesn't always know about you. You know, everyone thinks about, you know, giving back to schools and things like that. They think about their high school, they think about their 4-year school.
Right,
you know?
right.
And they kind of forget about this level.
Right.
You know, and they don't understand the grind, and they don't understand the battles, and they don't understand everything that guys go through. I mean,
that's not just through sports either. That's also in the classroom.
Oh man,
Yeah,
classroom, their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guys that, you know, jumping on a bus, jumping on BART, getting on another bus just to get here. The guys that, you know, if you don't feed them, they don't eat that day.
Right.
You know, that kind of stuff. And to see them battle through all that, to see them succeed, to watch them grow. You know, I talk about my family grows by 80 every year.
The Viking Mafia is what we call it. The Viking Mafia, the Viking family. And that's sort of why I wanted to bring you onto the show, because you know, we can talk to 4-year schools and talk to the 4-year colleges, but like you said, like the JC level is sort of a forgotten sound within the community and within the world.
Yeah.
But you know, you think about guys like Cam Newton, who had to go back to a junior college and then broke all the records before going to, I think, Auburn or something like that. There are guys, my brother Stevie Johnson, he went to junior college and then went to the next. Jason Verrett, who now is for the San Francisco 49ers, he went to a JC. So it's like,
I know. You sat in this office.
He should have went to DVC. Jason, you should have went to DVC, but it still worked out.
I'm sure he remembers. He said, Coach, I want to be a running back. I said, hey, you're a Division I guy as a running back or a DB. I think you're an NFL guy as a DB.
You can be whatever see?
And so he thought that meant I was going to make him play DB, and he didn't show up.
Yeah, so thank you again, Coach Darr, for giving me that opportunity of just having me on that field and just having me on that sideline, having me with the family of the Vikings. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, man, I appreciate everything you guys do.
No, yeah, and with your appreciation, I know you was always, like, since I was going here in 2012, 2011, you were always telling us, like, hey, we want to get like a new locker room, or we want to get like a new gym. We want to do X, Y, and Z for the football field. And you actually took us around the campus for a little bit and showed us some of the new upgrades that you guys had as far as like the football field. Some new couches that you guys got in the locker room that we didn't have. It's the players' lounge, and I know you have some new weight material also in the weight room. I just want you to just show us again, so we can get that on camera and show the world what DVC has actually been working towards.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time coming, but it's coming along, and you guys, we're about to take a little tour and go check out the next location. So let's get to it. So we went from being in the coach's office to now being inside of your beautiful weight room facility. Can you just explain some of the new things and some of the new upgrades you as the football coach have put into this facility?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is where it all, you don't win a championship on Friday night.
Yeah.
It's all those months leading into it.
Yeah.
So we've spent a lot of hours in here, you and I. But yeah, it's been a work in progress. And it's continuing. You're always looking for the latest training, apparatus,
right.
Different workouts. As soon as you kind of think you've got it, that's when you start going backwards. So
Right.
But yeah, I mean we're constantly adding cages. We've got a couple cages next door. We've replaced the floor in here.
So you have an add-on gym next door also.
Yeah, it used to just be the circuit room, but now we've got four new cages over there as well.
That's dope.
Yeah, we'll open up the back doors, and guys are working in both sides.
Okay.
And what's great about it is the building's been around for a while,
Right.
but it's not about the building; it's about the work that goes
Right,
on inside
right.
it. And what's great is way back when this was the basketball gym, so it's nice and big. Yeah. So we're able to get 100 guys in here, between this room next door, what we do out on the out on the field.
Wow.
And not feel like we're completely on top of each other.
Right.
So.
What's the difference from Diablo Valley College and their athletics compared to, another JC that's in California or another JC that's out of state?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously I'm going to be biased what we do here, but I truly believe that this is just a special place, and because of my experience here as a player, and that just always being in the back of my mind with everything that we do, just trying to make Diablo Valley College just something that everyone that leaves here says, man, there was nothing better than that. And from the first day guys get here, with our off-season training and how we try to build family, and I mean those springtime competitions we always had, the wall sits and push-ups and the bench press and the three-point contest. And, I mean, all ending with the dodgeball tournament at the end. But it's all designed because guys are coming from different high schools, different backgrounds. They don't know each other. I mean, it was that way when I played here. It's like, man, I remember that guy. I remember that game.
Right,
and I thought I hated that guy. And when I got here, I found out, man, we're a lot alike. And I think a lot of the other JCs, they're kind of recruiting the whole state of California. Some are recruiting the whole nation. And I just, from what I hear, all the guys that transfer here from other schools, they just tell us that, like, Coach, it just feels different here.
Out of your 25 years of coaching, you've came across many teams, many players, many great players. What would you say is your best team or your best year that maybe you played on? No, you can't even say that you played on because you went 13.
Yeah, I mean, we know 89. We know it's 89.
So 89 is probably the best team, hands down. But is there another year or another team that probably could probably match that year?
Man, I'll tell you, the years you came through. I mean, really that 2010 to 2013. And like 2012, you guys were the number one offense in the state, and 2013 the defense was the number one in the state. Depending on who was here and how the games went, all that kind of stuff. But man, that 2012 and everybody knew it. Because
he's just saying that because I'm here. You go. He's just saying.
Hey, City. We took them to overtime. We had a snap over the punter's head that took. They recovered it at the 2 and knocked it in, and ended up getting us to overtime, and they got us in overtime. Week 2, the ball hits off our punt returner and the blocker. They hit each other. They recover the ball inside the 20 and the go-ahead touchdown with 2 minutes left. And then we seal the game week 3, and you planted that guy, and the official just, man, that had to be a penalty. So then we got a punt, and it goes over the punter's head again, and so we start off 0-3, but again, how special that 2012 team was. Then we run the table.
Yeah.
Then we we end up having the first bowl game in school history here, knocking off Laney. It says a lot about who that team was. You guys were talented, but you had that ability to take adversity and just allow it to fuel you.
89 was the best. Is what
so that number 2, you run that number 2.
We're number 2, but 89 is number 1.
Yeah.
And like you said already, you guys we had our first bowl game here at DVC in 2012, and Laney College, who was on the Last Chance U, was our opponents, and we walked out victorious.
Yes, we did.
So
yes, we did.
Tune in if you didn't know about that.
Yeah.
No, so
It
Coach
was a good
Darr,
day.
man,
It was a good
it's I'm sure it's a great feeling, like just seeing the transition from the first time you step foot on this campus as a player to the first time you got behind the sideline as a coach to right now, you know, and I'm sure you're like this, a lot has definitely changed from this being a gym to you changing it to this beautiful facility now. You know, it's you know, you should really be proud. You know, not too many coaches can say that.
You know, football's the world's greatest team sport,
Yeah,
and it's all of us and everything that everyone's done that's allowed people to kind of get behind us and do what they've done to try to help us get to where we are.
Right. You know, so you said you had another facility over here, and you wanted to take us on another little tour around like the football stadium and possibly the press box. So
it gives you a good view.
That's perfect. Let's go check it out. We're gonna head there now. Man. Coach Darr, we went from your coach's office to your beautiful weight room facility to being, and my first time ever being, inside of a press box.
You were busy. You were busy scoring touchdowns.
I was busy, but this is an amazing view to see. This is what the coaches are seeing when they're up calling the plays, looking at the defense. You know, you've been coaching 25 years strong. You're more than likely to be going into the DVC Hall of Fame, not only as a player, but also as a coach. What can you say was your biggest moment or your biggest play that you can think of when you were a player out there?
Oh man, yeah. Well, yeah. If you're talking DVC, you know, again, we had a special year here. You know, I mean, a lot of you know how it is. You remember every play you made, all those good ones. You remember all those bad ones too. But I'll tell you, you know, we were 9-0. We were playing San Jose City College, and you know, a couple years earlier, they were one of the top teams in the state. I mean, they really had it humming, so they were still a good team. And we, you know, as much as we had an offense that was, you know, high flying and slinging it around, you know, there was just something off that game. That they played a great game and kept it close, but it was low scoring, and you know, it was at a point where, you know, we were up by one touchdown, and we're out on the field in the fourth quarter, and I remember, it was, you know, they're heading into you know, into that north end zone, and we were playing in our cover three. You know, the safeties and the corners would play games, and sometimes we would cloud cover, and you know, the corner would sit and the safeties would roll and that stuff. And we made that call. We were on a hash mark, and we rolled, and I remember as I opened up, I was on this side. As I opened up to the middle, I saw the safety coming down, thinking it's a sky call, and it was a cloud call. So the corner was sitting also. And, you know, we had played a great game defensively. They hadn't completed too many balls, but, you know, they had a receiver get loose as I opened up to the middle. And, you know, I was a smart guy. I was a quick guy. I was going to hit you. But, you know, I mean, speed wasn't, you know, what I relied on. You know, it's what made me a good coach, because I had to know how to do everything right. But I you know, I mean, in terms of like my best play, because this was probably one of my biggest plays, you know, they didn't complete a lot of balls, but they hit that guy. He was wide ass open, and he's running down the sidelines. And you know, when I opened up, I just kept running because I knew, you know, I saw it all developing. Like, and was able to just kind of pin that hip and take him out of bounds. Yeah, got him out of bounds at the 13, and there's 2 minutes left, and we're up by 1 touchdown to save the
You just
the
saved the
undefeated
touch-
seed.
you just
Well,
saved
yeah.
them from scoring.
I mean, what I did is what I talk to our guys about all the time is, hey, things will go bad. We got to find a way to get them down and let the defense play one more set of downs, and able to get them down, and we ended up holding them 4 plays, and it was a special one.
My goodness.
They tried to run a screen on 4th down. Our backer blew it up, and whole sidelines right there.
With that then being said, do you see yourself ever leaving the JC route and going to the next level yourself,
Man,
as a coach?
I'll tell you, it's a special level here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of high school coaches talk about, hey, we're helping kids mature and all that stuff, but a high school kid shows up and his schedule's there, and then he walks, school ends and he walks out to practice.
And that's it,
Kids at scholarship and go to the 4-year level. I mean, they got a place to stay. They got food on the table. They got the strength trainer and the multiple tutors.
Right.
They've got all that stuff in place. And at this level, I mean, for you guys, it's a grind. For us as a coach, it's a grind. But it also makes every one of those victories on the field and victories with a kid transferring, it makes it that much more special.
Right. Coach Darr, it's, before we close out on our Season 3 opening show, there's been conversation that a lot of JCs in California are, stopping sports. Like, Solano Junior College just ended their basketball and football season. I want to say this City College was on the verge of losing their football program, I think, maybe a couple of years ago.
I know they were having some financial issues.
They was having some issues. Like, what are your thoughts behind what is going on in the state of California specifically, as far as the JC sports go?
As someone who's lived the life I've had and been around the guys that I've had and seen what sport has been able to create in their lives, and I'm not talking about NFL guys. I mean, those guys obviously, their lives have been changed forever, but the adversity that you learn. I mean, you are out there, you literally get knocked down. Everyone's heard you get knocked down, you got to get up, all that. You literally get knocked down. We're in a society right now that's looking for hacks and cheat codes, and let me just slide to the left and find that hustle and find that shortcut. And in athletics, especially in football, there's no shortcuts. I mean, all those cliches are cliches because it's true. I mean, you've got to put in that work, and the shortcuts just don't exist there. And it's that's going to allow people to get through times like this.
Right.
I know, I got a million stories of guys that have just battled through unbelievable stuff that constantly talk about, my experiences, the lessons I learned in the huddle, the lessons I learned in the locker room, what allowed me to get through that. And I was fortunate to have the people around me in my life, and I was fortunate when I was 16 years old to have cancer, and I had a tumor taken out of my back, and I had doctors tell me that I'm never play sports again, and I'm not gonna have full range of motion in my right arm and all that kind of stuff. And I lived it, drawing upon all of my experiences, being told you couldn't win, or you're in a tough game, or you're battling, and just putting in work, and things are hard, and you got to sacrifice, and you got to do the things that are going to allow you to get to where you want to be.
Right.
I lived it, and I look back at people hear cancer and think, hey, worst thing ever. I look back and I look at it as one of the best days of my life now when I was told that, because I came out the other end
Right.
because of what I knew in sports, because of the people that were around me that I met through sports, because of my mother and father and what they instilled in me,
Right.
using sports.
Some people don't know what they do, but Coach Darr, you obviously know what you do, and you do it well.
I appreciate that.
So I want you to, to spend the remaining time just telling your viewers, your followers, the Viking Mafia, everything that you got in store, these next coming months, year, or wherever the case may be. Whatever you can think of, any new material you got going, it's all yours.
Shoot, yeah. Well, I mean, something that never stops, recruiting, trying to bring guys into the family, and matriculation, trying to get guys out. You never stop, working for your guys. Mm-hmm. So, I'm always in contact with the 4-year guys and sending out our list and following up with phone calls and, just bothering them until they answer me.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been blessed. We've had 9 guys get offers during the pandemic.
Wow.
And I don't think a lot of people do that.
No,
and so that's always continuing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously all the work going on around here, it's we're just trying to constantly make things better for the guys, and build and grow. I've been using this pandemic, trying to, again, like I did when I was a kid, try to find a way to make positives out of adversity and, taking care of my body. I'm working out a little bit more.
There you go. You gotta stay active.
Yeah. And, all these stories, guys are always telling me, hey, you got to write a book. And I think every coach is always saying, man, when I'm done, I'm going to write a book. Well, I started into writing a book.
Oh.
Here we go.
You got a title? You got a title yet?
Lessons from the Huddle.
Lessons from the Huddle.
Lessons from the
Lessons
Huddle.
from the Huddle.
25 years of JC football.
There
and
you go.
I'm about 4 chapters in and about 100 pages. And, I mean, again, just trying to honor the guys that helped me and try and honor the guys that have come through and just been so special.
That's gonna be an amazing book.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, like what we're doing here, man, just kind of going back through the stories and reliving.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Try to honor those around you. And
Coach Darr, thank you so much for joining us on So What Do You Do? If you can look in this camera or this camera and give us the So What Do You Do look, so people know we do what we do on So What Do You Do. Guy right here, head football coach Mike Darr, Season 3 opener. Hey, how do I usually start off?
Come on, man.
Don't tell nobody. Don't get the number on there, Jason. We're gonna make it seem like it's like 250.
Every day I'm hustling. 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 Every day I'm.
Oh, man. Hey, you need a workout partner? I'll start working out with you. That's the best year right there, the number 80 to 89 year. Coach Darr, what's your number?
big pads.
Yeah, they all look like big pads.
Yeah, they were. I was 200. I looked like I was about 220.